Hey guys, welcome to my new channel. The reason I wanted to make this video is because I waited to the very last minute before I put a pre-order for the Z Fold 4. And I'm going to explain to you why, because I come from a Note 10 Plus and everything from the Fold 4 would be an upgrade. Camera would be an upgrade, battery life would be an upgrade. While I start, this is how my Note 10 Plus screen was. And everything in the main screen was for productivity. Like I have my task list here, I have my calendar, what to do here, easy to change, and this is using the KLWP, right? As well as Nova Launcher. Everything works well with this one, no problem. Now I could ask for calendar, gallery, and Google Keep to be able to keep track, as well as have this little side panel here. So a lot of things I could, with just one touch, I could bring a lot of things forward. But now let me give you a comparison to the Fold 4. So right off the bat, I'm not sure if it shows well in the camera, but you see how small the difference in size the writing is. This one is a much smaller, so meaning glancing at the screen is a lot harder for this one than it is on the Note 10 Plus. This is a huge difference if what you do on a daily basis is glance at your phone and hopefully get all the information you're looking before you attempt to do anything. Well, let me jump into it. The reason why I almost returned that phone. I was thinking very hard about it. Well, the very first thing that you have to understand is if you are the person who uses a pen, have it with you every time, and use wireless charging, this is probably not going to be a good fit. Or unless you have to get a case like this, which I will make another video on how that case works, because it has a lot of positive things on it, as well as some drawbacks. Okay, but let's talk about this one. So wireless charging, because of the case that you get with the phone, it comes with this one. I'm not sure if you can see it, right, where the pen goes in there, and you would sit at the bottom of the phone. It would sit and have the phone set at an angle. And wireless charging, I'm surprised, sometimes works 10% of the time, but the rest of the time you can count on it. Okay, and because the battery is so small, you want to have it charged almost every time if you're going to be working on it. Second part is, if you're coming from the line of notes and you're used to having a big screen, this just for glancing, because the main screen is amazing, but just for glancing, this is not very helpful. It's going to require a lot of squinting, a lot of paying more attention instead of just glancing at the information. As you can see here, I could read it from very far. This one I actually have to lean in to read what it says. It's something to get used to, right? The second is accidental touches on here, because it's so big, right? Because the Note 10 is so big, it's easy to pick the right icon. The accidental touches is something to get used to. You have to be more precise when you touch. And that leads me to the third point, is when you click, because it's so small and your hand is cramped like this one, you see how it is? If I click on this one, I have to be very precise, because sometimes of how my thumb is, it would, instead of click, it would swipe it. And this is something I had to get used to when it comes to have a smaller screen. Like the candy bar shape is amazing, it fits well in the hand, but to type, to do anything, it's a little challenging. You have to get used to it. And especially in those times where you can't really open the Fold, this is what you have to get used to. Well, the third thing that I really considered returning it is because of this, the home screen, right? This is using a KLWP, KWGT. You can Google it, you'll find everything that has to do with these apps. They are amazing, they make minimalist and productive at the same time. Well, the thing with the Fold 4, and you can see this one works perfect, right? Everything that you see, but you can get a lot of things happening here. You can add, remove, etc., etc. But this one, although it works, you cannot have this as well as the main screen. Now, the reason you don't want it on the main screen is because the taskbar and I'm going to open it so you can see it. I'm going to take this out of the way. All right, so as you see, once you open it, you see the One UI. The reason why you want to use the One UI is because if you go to any application, it gives you the taskbar. Unfortunately, not available to use on other launcher. Now, I'm not sure Nova Launcher will make it happen in the future. If you use Nova Launcher, you don't have this. You could essentially hack your way through having the taskbar here, but you'll have absolutely nothing. So it's going to be a waste of space. Now, having it, I'm going to show you how it works. As you can see here, this is the main screen. And if I fold it and turn it back on, I'm not sure if you can see it, it switched back to the KLWP using Nova Launcher, right? And if I open it again, it would switch launcher and put it back to the One UI. So you see a little flicker and switch it back to One UI. It's not as smooth as it would be, but it's something I'm willing to work with. Okay, if you're someone who uses the S Pen and want all the time with you, well, you want to be able to use it. And unfortunately, the S Pen works with this one on the whole screen. And I'm surprised they didn't make it work with this one. Maybe it's hardware limitation, but because of such a small screen, having a fine tip S Pen would be very much appreciated when it comes to selecting and dragging things around, right? When you have to select words, you can do that. Here, see, it doesn't work, force of habit. But if you go like this and you're trying to select, see, this is supposed to be a click, it went to a swipe. Well, let's say, oh, bacterial infection, sure. Let's go airport, Vancouver airport security. So if you want to have anything and you want to select it, it's a little hard to do it on a smaller screen, right? And because you don't have the S Pen capability, it's harder to do it like this. It's very useful when it comes to doing this. A little bit of my beef when it comes to the Fold 4. Now, I decided to keep it because I understand it's the future of phones, and it makes it very, very interesting to go from this to open and have a big screen. I'm going to show that to you again. I'm going to put that away because of limited space here. Having it open, you are able to do quite a bit of things, right? And having the dual launcher is very important for me. I'm not sure if something that you're looking to do, but if you're looking to do, there is a combination of Tasker. There's a combination of another tool called Auto Tool that works with Tasker that are able to switch launchers for you. I can show you how to do this. And I'm going to also make a video on the pros and cons of doing it, because it is not as fluid as just having one launcher throughout the whole time. You see it switch and it works 90% of the time. Sometimes you do have to reset it. So on the main screen, you have the KLWP, right, with Nova Launcher as a launcher, right? As you can see, it's very different from the One UI. And then once you open it, it's a little bit getting used to, but that's how I want it to work now, because the taskbar is very important, as well as the Nova Launcher. All right, guys, I don't know who this video will help. If you like that video, please drop a like. Hopefully, I'll be making more of that comparing, because the Note 23 Ultra is coming out, so I'll probably jump on it, see which one I'm gonna keep at the end of the day. I hope this video helped you, or one of you guys, to if you're still on the fence of switching from the Note 10 to the Z Fold 4. All right, so this is a little bit behind the scene, but this is how, if you're looking for Pocket, to find out how the Pocket works, this is using the Note 10 Plus with the D-brand skin, and this is how it looks in my pocket. This is the work. This is the pens I use at work, and as you can see, it has a cutout for the 10 Plus already. It faded just because of how often the phone is in my pocket, right? It's very loose. You can move it around, right? And if I were to change it with the Z Fold 4, it doesn't make a big difference. You see more of the bulge coming from the top, right? I would say you can't really move it around, because as you're walking, it's always going to be pressed against your legs and the fabric. So this is how it looks like. I hope that helps. I don't know if it shows well in the camera. I'm glad the cutout's there so you can at least see what you're supposed to see. But that's about it.